Okay, you're on.
Hello, I'm Dr. Bittiker. I'm back to do another pause. This time we're going to do a pause about the kidneys. It's called nephropause. As you get older, your kidney function declines. Just about everything goes downhill. Some parts of your body go downhill faster than others, and I'm here to show you how to stop that from happening, or at least slow it down a lot. I have some medical doctor friends who are kidney specialists, and they told me this, and I've read the research on it too. And it basically boils down to this: is that probably 80 to 90% of the people that end up having to spend the rest of their lives living on kidney dialysis machines, periodically going to the dialysis center and sitting there for hours at a time, hooked up to the machine that takes the waste out of their body. And I can tell you this: I've never had it done to me, but it is no fun. Particularly the day or so before, because the waste starts to build up in the body, in the bloodstream, because the kidneys, take it out. And patients tell me that it feels like you got a really bad hangover, and then they go in there and they get the waste taken out of their bloodstream by the kidney dialysis machine, and then they feel real good. And then within a few days they have to go back in again because they start to feel bad because the waste builds up. So this is the way it is. So it's not a fun thing to do. 80 to 90% of the people that end up on kidney dialysis machines could probably not have gotten there if they had known a few things to do to prevent it. This is definitely a case of where prevention plays a big deal. Now let me show you some of the things that are associated with kidney problems and decline in kidney function, and how you can slow it down, stop it, even reverse it. One, here's a study. This was this was done by the this is an offshoot of the nurses study, a famous study that involved some 50,000 nurses over a period of time, and they've broken it down in certain groups and studied them for certain things. By the way, just to put one bromide to rest here, you've heard this thing about vitamin C supposedly causes kidney stones. Well, in the nurses study, and there was another big study, these two studies involved over 100,000 people following them for like 10, 15, 20 years. This is what they found. The higher the consumption of vitamin C, the lower the incidence of kidney stones, much lower. So it doesn't cause kidney stones, it actually prevents it. One of the reasons why this got started is that one of the things that the vitamin C does when it gets in your body is it causes your body to excrete oxalates. And 80% of the kidney stones are calcium oxalates, so they assume that it would have a correlation. But the studies have shown that it doesn't do that. It's actually helping your body get rid of it. More about that later. Now, in this particular study, again, an offshoot of the nurses' health study, Dr. Lin and Dr. Curran did a study on kidney functions, and this was later published in the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey that they did. And this particular survey involved some 3,000 women, and their amazing kidney function. And here's what they found, is that if you consume soda pop, whether it's artificially sweetened or not, you almost double your chances of, you double the decline in kidney function, and you double your chances of, other studies are showing you doubles your chances of getting into kidney failure. That's any type of soda pop, whether it's artificially sweetened or got sugar in it. Also, remember that the soda pop, it's a lot of people. This is just 2 sodas a day would double your likelihood. 4, 5, or 6, we don't even really know, but we might double it again on top of that. So it's just I'm saying a soda pop is not a good thing to use. There's some other things associated with kidney function. Obesity. Overweight people simply put more stress on their kidneys and therefore are more likely to wear out their kidneys. Also, diabetes, particularly adult onset diabetes. Probably the #1 cause of kidney failure is diabetes. Why? Because when the sugar gets elevated, your glucose gets elevated in your bloodstream, it goes through your kidneys. If it shows up in your urine, but it has to go above probably about a reading of maybe 160 to 200 before it'll show up in your urine, which means it's way too high. It shouldn't be much over 100 to begin with. Maybe 99 is even better. But if it's high enough to show up in your urine, it's coming through your kidneys, and it damages your kidneys as it goes through them. And that's cumulative. And I've seen people who said, I don't understand it. Never seem to have any kidney symptoms, problems at all. All of a sudden my kidneys fail and here I am. Well, actually it's kind of creeping up on you. I'm going to give you some of the symptoms of possible kidney conditions. Now, don't get excited if you have any of these things, because a lot of times, this doesn't have anything to do with you. But It could be. First of all, fatigue it can be a sign of impending kidney failure. Number two, breaking out rashes and itching and things like that. That could be, but it could be, you're allergic to something. Also, the change in the quality of your urine. For instance, if it foams a lot, that can sometimes indicate either protein and or excess sugar showing up in your urine, which can indicate you've got kidney damage, or it may not. Change in the color of the urine, becoming very light. Normally, urine should be lightly, like a straw color, lightly yellow color. That's normal for urine color. Sometimes it'll be a darker yellow if you take some vitamins, for instance. They're notorious for turning your urine yellow. That doesn't mean anything, won't harm you a bit. If it's very light colored, you could be just drinking a lot of water. But if it's consistently one way or the other, or has a very dark color, a brown color, or red, blood, if you have blood in your urine, you need to see your doctor right away, obviously. Swelling in parts of your body, your face, your hands, your feet, that can indicate kidney issues too. And again, it may not. But it's all these things put together can make you think that you might want to do that. One of the ways you can find out how your kidneys are functioning is to get a test done. We do here with our patients. When we do nutritional consults on our patients, included in that is a blood urea nitrogen test, a creatinine clearance test. These are tests that measure the function of the kidney's ability to clear certain proteins. And also we do a urinalysis to check for bladder infections, kidney infections, and things like that, which, by the way, are a lot more common than you might think. Even though a lot of women are much more prone to get bladder infections than men are because of anatomical differences. And a lot of women have bladder infections and don't know they have them. In fact, many times it'll show up on a urinalysis, a few bacteria, a few crystals, and they go, well, or maybe some white blood cells. Let's just let that slide because the patient's having no symptoms. Not a good idea. Turns out that these subclinical bladder infections that aren't giving you any symptoms, no burning urine or anything like that, or urgency to go, you got to go, that can be a significant thing and can alter your health in the long run. So get rid of that infection, and I'm going to show you a way to do that thing and prevent it from ever coming back again. Okay, now I mentioned again some of the possible symptoms of kidney ailments, and but fatigue is a biggie on that. And again, a simple test to get that done, find out what it is, and then what to do about it. Now, some things to do as far as prevention of kidney problems. Number one, remember that with a kidney infection, the germs literally get inside of your intestinal tract and or inside your body, and they can get into the urinary tract through multiple different ways. And when they get in there, they must be living on something, and germs usually live on sugar. So somebody's feeding those germs in your bladder that give you that bladder infection sugar, okay? So what you want to do is stop doing that. Major correlation between the incidence of kidney failure and the consumption of carbohydrates. Plain and simple. Oh, by the way, I just read another interesting thing about the low-carb diet, the ketogenic diet, or the paleo diet, as I sometimes call it, the primal diet. By the way, you can go to a website, Primal Palate, Primal, Primal, Pallete, I think that's how it's spelled, .com. You can go over there and you get free menus and all that, and see how to do a primal or paleo or a ketogenic diet. Anyway, ketogenic diet was found to be just as effective as antipsychotic medication. This is for people that have full-blown schizophrenia, paranoia, delusions of grandeur, the whole thing. It was found that bipolar disorders. I've seen this with a lot of bipolar people. You get them off of the sugar and stuff like that, put them on a ketogenic diet, it all smooths out. Remember, Harvard University did a study. They did for years. They used a ketogenic diet, low carbohydrate diet to treat children who had epileptic seizures. It worked very well. So there are some people that are still on that diet many years later. They switched over to drugs later on because can't make any money by putting somebody on a low carbohydrate diet. But it worked very, very well. It was very safe and a very healthy diet, I might add that. Anyway, lay off the sugar and the soda pops. You'll be fine. Keep your weight under control. Exercise is good. And above all, drink water. There's an argument about distilled water or whatever. Drink some good water. Get yourself a distiller if you want, or you can get yourself a good filter. We use a gravity filter in our house. It's called the Berkey, B-E-R-K-E-Y, Berkey. It's a stainless steel or plastic. It's a gravity filter. You just pour the water on the top of it. It comes out the bottom of it. The company's been around almost 200 years in one form or another. The filter's made out of some volcanic pumice, and it absolutely purifies your water. And one set of filters will, I think, purify 6,000 gallons or something like that. Lasts for years in the typical person's use. And even if you're drinking tap water, we filter our water. You should be the tap water around here leaves a lot to be desired. And so I think you should get yourself a filter. Be the best money you ever spent. And if you got the reverse osmosis, you might want to rethink that, because those things are notoriously ineffective. They stop working very quickly. With the water filter, you can test it on a daily basis. It doesn't depend on electricity or water pressure. You just pour water on the top of it, and it works. It's got a 200-year track record. Now, here's some things you can do as far as I said, besides diet, is to help reverse your problem. If you're a woman and you have urinary tract infections, which is quite common, or you show positive on a lab test, here you go. Wisconsin University, I think, did a study back in the 70s where they use cranberry capsules, freeze-dried cranberry juice, and vitamin C. It worked as good as any antibiotic worked. In fact, better. I've treated, I don't know how many hundreds of bladder infections in patients, and worked very well. This is just mannose. Mannose is actually the active sugar that is in cranberry juice. You know, if you ever drink cranberry juice, it doesn't taste very sweet. It does have sugar there, but it's a type of a sugar that's a little different. It doesn't taste that sweet. Well, this is just pure mannose, and it doesn't take much of this. And what it does, this is how it works, is that the bacteria that gets stuck in the lining of your bladder or ureter, if you have a bladder infection, urinary tract infection, they stick to the lining of your bladder by using a thing called a biofilm. It's basically glue that's manufactured by the germ so it can stick there and do whatever it wants to do, like multiply away and cause problems for you. Well, mannose, when you just take a teaspoon of this and put it in water and drink it down, comes through the urinary tract and it dissolves the biofilm, and you're able to urinate. So it's basically a mechanical antibiotic. It doesn't kill the germs. The germs are still alive, but you urinate them out of your body. And you use the vitamin C, which has also the antibacterial effect, usually 1,000 milligrams 2 or 3 times a day, and you get a rapid reduction of symptoms. We also sometimes use the silver colloidal protein to help clear that out too. And we use that in conjunction with patients who may have a kidney infection, because kidney infection is what you really want to watch out for. The bladder infection is irritating, but if it sends up into the kidneys, then it can do some major damage and you can get into some real trouble there. So you need to, so that's why I'm saying is don't ignore chronic bladder infections, because they have a tendency to turn into chronic kidney infections, which can be a very difficult thing to do. So these are the things we recommend for our patients: the vitamin C, the mannose, and sometimes the colloidal silver to knock out an infection and or function there. And with the diet, also we find out that as far as nutritional supplements, one of the main things for your kidneys is the B complex, particularly the pyridoxal phosphate. That's the one that cleans out the kidney stones. You get 3 or 4 different types of stones. 80% of all stones are usually calcium oxalate. Vitamin B6 forms a thing called pyridoxic acid, which dissolves the calcium oxalate and you urinate it out of your body. So you should be on a B complex if you want to keep your kidneys to function well. Also, coenzyme Q10 has been used to treat kidney failure in people, and it does a remarkably good job about preserving the activity of what are called the nephrons inside the kidney to function better. Okay, well that's all my talk today about the kidney function. If you have any questions, call the 727-800
326 5838.
800-326-5838.
Tomorrow we're going to go over memory.
Yeah, we're going to do that. Yeah, if I can remember. Also, you can, if you like us, or you can share it with us. You can go to our website, Natural Health and You.
Actually, it's share us with your friends.
Share us with your friends. Yeah, I do. That's how much I know about computers. Anyway, but you can do that. And if you got a question, just give us a call. We'll be happy to cover it here. In fact, we had a call about kidney conditions, so that's why I covered it in the pause. So thanks for watching.
See you tomorrow.